back, everybody. It's your boy B-Boy Morris, and we're here with Morris Movie Reviews. And as you can see on my shirt, we're here to review Predator Badlands. And as my boy Bud in the film, and yeah, so the question on everybody's mind is Predator Badlands gonna be as good as Prey or Killer or Killers? And I'm here to tell you, I think it was better than both. Now, I'm a Predator fan. Born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. Predator, the first one with Arnold, it held something special to me. Just how brutal it was to see the kills, seeing Arnold stick up for humanity. It gave me a different type of feel. But we've never seen a film where you actually follow the antagonist now as the protagonist and see from their POV of what they're going through. And we get to see that in this film on Predator Badlands. We follow a character named Deck, who's a run of the litter, and he's just trying to find his place in the clan by honor, and that just means brutally going to kill things and to bring back a trophy from a planet that's trying to kill everything that lands on it. And honestly, there's so many ways this film could have been bad. There's so many things that could have been done wrong about this film. But you know what? Everything I feel that was done, the choices to the world building, to the characters, even the synthetic that came off annoying at the beginning, and then you kind of grow to love her as she goes on. And shout out to Elle, I think Fanning, that's her name. She did an amazing job. She grew on us, and Demetrius, who's Deck, that actor who played the Predator, you did a very, very good job. Amazing. When you see the film and the graphics in the film, you don't get taken out so much. There were only a couple of things that took me out of the film, which were the synthetics, comedy at the very beginning. It was a little annoying. I think a Predator would have probably just ripped her up at the beginning just from being annoyed alone. But Deck being a different type of Predator in the situation that he in, it made a lot of sense, and how the team was built. So shout out to Dan Trachtenberg. You've been doing an amazing job, bro. I can't wait to see what the fourth installment, if there is going to be a fourth installment of the film, is, because the way it ended, I definitely want to meet the mom. Yeah, let's just say that. Yeah, and everything building up from the beginning to end was answered. There were a couple of things that like I said, I wasn't a very big fan of, which were the synthetic, the comedy with her, and then Bud, one of the creature, a kind of a monkey creature that's helping them out along the way of the journey that they're on. Some of the jokes were just a little bit too much in the Predator ethos for me, because if you're a hardcore Predator fan, you're not really gonna be like, yo, there's too much comedy. He would just rip them apart, But that's for Deck. He's not the average Predator. His experiences, they go over it in the lore that the run of the litters, they get killed. They don't even get the opportunity to grow. So I don't even know how they let Deck survive. I believe it was because of his brother. I think they go over that in the beginning of the film. But because he does, his whole aspect of his culture, his family, is different than you would think your average Predator would be. Now, that doesn't mean he's not built to destroy. Deck goes crazy in this film. And when I mean he go crazy, he's sliding, jumping, climbing. There's a part where he doesn't have his equipment, so he's using animals and things to build new armor, which was what I wanted to see. I was actually a little bit more immersed into I would say the third portion of the film, because he actually starts using his environment to help him with his kills. And I thought that was really good, because normally, the Predators are super strong, and the normal Predator, system is he fights the humans or the aliens, and they break his armor down, and he then has to kind of go balls to the wall, hands up. But this one was nah, he got him some new weapons. He made him some friends, and it actually worked. I really enjoyed it. And then when we got introduced to the actual antagonist of the film, it was amazing. Her character design and how her synthetic looked all jacked up. Even though it was a PG-13 film, seeing that image, that's gonna throw a few to people if you're not used to seeing people's bodies mangled up. But there's no blood in this film because it's synthetics, it's the Predators, and it's just the creatures of this world, Gemma or Genna, however you want to pronounce it. And it's amazing. And whoever did the like I said, the world building for this world, you did an amazing job. From the music, Some people were upset with the title screen, but that's the same title screen that Dan used in Prey. That's how they announced it that way, and I actually enjoy it because it's kind of like his staple to let you know like this is his film, his vision. And I honestly, like I've said in another video or another take, that I feel like this is the second best Predator film in the franchise, only second to the very first one with Arnold, because Arnold, you got the special one, you started it off and everybody enjoyed this. And Predator to me was a big franchise, but I know in the grand scheme of things, it's not the biggest, but I think this film will help grow it to a bigger audience. And I really enjoyed it, and I would love to go watch it again, and I am going to watch it again and support. So shout out to 20th Century Fox, shout out to Predator, and Disney, you got one with this. I can see your influence with the jokes, but we're all gonna harp on the jokes in the film, but ultimately the story. One thing that Disney is doing right now, they're just doing better stories. And I appreciate the effort on that. There's so many ways this film could have gone wrong. There's so many things they could have done wrong. And one of my pet peeves, I hated the way his feet looked. Like the character design and how like the foot was constructed, just it looked like creature feature, like a foot from that. But like if all I have issues is with a little bit of dialogue from the synthetic, that then the synthetic grows on me. Like how like Dex's feet looks. That these are so minimal of things. Like, go watch the film. Like literally, if I have to rate it, I would give it an 8.5. This is pure action. A friend of mine let me know like he looked at these films not as horror, but as an action film always. Because if you go back and watch The Predator, it's not really scary to me, but because of the deaths and how they would kill people, you had to put in that horror. But as an action film with light undertones of horror, on par. It was amazing. But that's what I think. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there are any other films you want me to review. Like and subscribe. I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent. But here we go. That was Predator Badlands.